and welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers, brought to you by Mercury Insurance. John Hartung alongside Jerry Harrison Jr., Adrian Gonzalez. Not even a snowy day in Colorado. Temperatures in the 30s could cool off a red-hot Dodger team. They've now won 4 in a row, 15-4 to start the season. The offense comes out striking early in this one. They scored each of the first 5 innings. Max Muncy goes deep twice, Jerry. And Tyler Glasnow, completely unbothered by the cold in his first career start at Coors Field. He was dominant for 7.
I love the fact that the offense quickly set the tone. They got Tyler Glasnow to eat right away, and then Tyler Glasnow was on cruise control once again. He had everything working. Dodgers swinging the bat, great pitching, great recipe.
That's a great recipe for success. Yeah, no, the lineup did a great job of giving Glasnow that early run support, and after that, Glasnow did his thing, went out there, 7 innings, 7 strikeouts, only 2 walks. Just a fantastic job, and Max Muncy.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like it was 80 degrees out there the way he was swinging the bat.
Supplying his own Friday night fireworks. It was last Friday. Had the 3 homers in a game at Dodger Stadium. And tonight, 2 more home runs for Muncy, and he's standing by at Coors Field with Kirsten Watson.
Max, ahead of the game, I told you that a few of your teammates felt like you were the one of all of the guys who probably would have hated this weather most. But you went out there and you had a 3-hit game, including 2 home runs. So do you still hate it, or is it's just not that bad?
Oh, no, I hate it. No, I think it's just one of those things where you can't feel anything in your body. So you don't really know what you're doing. You're just going out there and playing, and you're not thinking about anything. And, you know, it's definitely a lesson to be taken from that.
I feel like then that goes against me asking you, were there any mechanical changes you might have made just to get things going with the 3 hits today?
Yeah, we're tinkering every day, and, you know, we're getting closer. Hopefully I can, you know, carry this for a couple more days instead of shutting it down. But, you know, yeah, we're getting closer. We're making changes every single day, and it feels really close.
Looking at the splits for you this season, you've been better against left. To go against 2 righties tonight, getting 2 home runs, what does that just say to you then?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, obviously, you know, I'm supposed to hit right-handed pitchers, and, you know, just to get some hits out there, and more importantly for me was getting a hit with a runner in scoring position. I've really been bad at that this year, and you know, I know that's not gonna hold for the whole season, but just to kind of get that, you know, that monkey off my back, it's you know, that was big for me.
There's so many elements to playing here at Coors Field. How challenging though did this weather prove to be tonight?
It was tough. You know, I felt like every inning the weather kept dropping, you know, a couple of degrees, and you know, thankfully Glass went out there and was just pounding the zone, and you know, getting a lot of early outs, and he was cruising through the game. It was good to see that out of him, and you know, we put some runs on the board. Whenever you're playing here, it's never enough.
Max, congratulations on this win, and an incredible performance for you tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, the guy from Texas, he doesn't like cold weather, but he performed awfully well at Coors Field in Denver tonight. Adrian, he comes out there and has that ringing double and a couple of bombs, and he even said it himself. He hates these conditions, but you're just so cold that you just go out there and play.
I mean, who likes 30-degree weather for baseball? But you know what? You can still go out there and do your thing, just like Max Muncy did today. 2 home runs, lasers, double down line laser. Just had a great day at the plate. He was his bad path. He said he's been tinkering a little bit, and today he found it, and I hope he's able to carry this the rest of the road trip, because today was really special.
That's the key right there, be able to carry that. And I think Max Muncy was smart. He was freezing cold. He didn't want to be out there. So what's the best thing you can do?
Run.
Why don't you hit a home run, and he could jog, and then you don't have to stay on the bases. That's smart. That's what I should have done. Very smart. Hit the home run, jog around the base, and get right back in the dugout. That way, because if you get a base hit, you got to be standing on first base probably for at least a couple batters.
And then fight over that spot next to the heater in the dugout. Let's get right to the highlights on this Friday evening in Colorado. There was one goes the final 2 innings. Dodgers win it 7-1, improving to 15-4 on the season. Tyler Glasnow gets his 2nd win. 7 innings, allowed just 1 run on 2 hits, 7 strikeouts. Max Muncy 3 for 4, 2 home runs, a double, 3 RBIs. Will Smith 2 for 4 with a couple of runs batted in. Here's what's ahead on the calendar. 3 games left in Colorado, with the wraparound series ending up Monday. Emmett Sheehan will start tomorrow night. The NL West road trip rolls on to San Francisco from Colorado. Games Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday against the rival Giants, all right here on Sportsnet LA. It was Tyler Glasnow's night from a cold one in Colorado. Of course it was, because the last 4 letters of his name, they're snow. We're going to hear from Glasnow and Dave Roberts after the Dodgers pound the Rockies 7-1. Carl's Jr. moments of the game. Max Muncy hitting not 1, but 2 home runs at Coors Field.
I love the fact that when he is locked in for that night, I mean, he stays locked in. He understands, man, I got a chance to really carry this team tonight. And he put us on his back, especially in cold weather there. Great job, Max.
Dodgers get the win 7-1 to open up this 4-game series. Let's go back to Coors Field and hear from the skipper, Dave Roberts, with Kirsten and the media.
Dave, first, just Tyler Glasnow. For him, just how efficient he was getting through 7 innings of work, only 1 run. I mean, ahead of the game, we talked about what he's been doing, how this could be a test, or even just a kind of understanding as to where he's at. What did this outing just say?
It just said that, just kind of where he's at right now, physically, mentally, emotionally, all that stuff. He just wasn't distracted, and nothing was going to kind of affect his performance tonight. And he didn't have his best stuff, obviously, with maybe because of the cold, but still, as you said, be efficient. Put us in a position to win and win 7 innings, the most he's thrown this year. So really helpful as you start a 3-game run, without an off day. So really impressed with his outing.
What were the conditions out there tonight?
You know what? It was actually it was a dry cold. It was cold, but it was fine. And I just thought our guys came out. Shohei getting us started, just started off getting a lead, and to be able to keep putting pressure on Sagano, I thought that was good, and you get a good outing from Glass, but it wasn't too bad.
Did Tyler mention the cold at any point? Like, anything was bothering him at all with that?
No, not at all. No complaining, and all he was saying, I guess, to Mark was that he just didn't feel great as far as kind of the stuff, whether it's the feel of the baseball or, altitude and messing with the characteristics and stuff like that. But, outside of that, he got swing and miss, he got soft contact, was efficient, and gave us 7 innings.
The game, you said that Tyler was a different guy for you now from this point last year. This is another notch on that rung, or another rung up on that.
Absolutely. With the season, there's just so many things that are unforeseen, and you got to be willing to adapt and find ways to get through it. And I think that, in years past, things affected him. And he'll admit that. And I think that right now where he's at, he's just put the blinders on and he's performed. And that's, for us, that's really good to see.
How effective is that to beat the elements, to score every inning for a while?
It's great. It is. And we left some out there. But, again, we got him early. And, Agnos came in there and sort of shut us down for 4 innings. But, we got enough. And, get Dryer in there for multiples was helpful. But, yeah. I'd be very surprised if the elements, got to us, and they clearly didn't tonight.
Max was talking about just kind of a few of the mechanical changes he's been working through with his swing. And when you look at just kind of his numbers this year, and they've been stronger against left compared to right, which is obviously right is his normal. Just to see him get the 2 home runs off of a righty tonight, what did that just say to you as to where his swing is at?
Well, I think his swing's in a good spot. He likes hitting here. He's taking good at-bats, and like I've said before, is that even when he was not getting hits, his mindset has remained consistent, constant. And, I like his at-bat quality. And tonight he got elevated a couple balls, took some good swings with the double and then the couple homers. So he had a really good night, and it's good, to get him off, on the road, on a good note.
Haven't looked into the rundown yet, but I'm pretty sure we've got a Max Muncy 2-homer Access 360 coming up. 1 for Jay here, 1 for Adrian. We've got plenty more coming up after a cold but winning night in Colorado. The Dodgers had 10 strikeouts tonight. So tomorrow, you can go to Jack in the Box, get a free Jumbo Jack with a purchase of a large drink at an LA area location. Tonight it was Tyler Glasnow carrying the load. He had 7 of the Dodgers' 10 strikeouts. Also picked up his 2nd win of the season. Let's go back to Colorado and hear from Glasnow with Kirsten and the media.
Well, your first career start here. I know that it's not the easiest of places to pitch, but how did you just find being here at Coors Field?
It was good. I think just being able to warm up in between innings and stuff, and consistently moving each inning. I didn't feel super cold or anything like that, and I felt pretty sharp today. Some innings were better than others, but I felt pretty good.
Did you find that you had to make any adjustments, whether kind of mechanically or things of the sort, just to kind of play to understanding the altitude here and how it could, change kind of some of the shapes of your pitches?
I thought before coming here, I thought maybe I would have to, but warming up today, I kind of just felt pretty similar, and I just kind of kept my repertoire the same. I threw a little bit more sliders maybe, but it was a lot of four seams, a lot of curveballs, and then like some sliders to put some guys away.
What's going through your head when you show up and the field's under a couple inches of snow?
I kind of knew we were going to play, just because I knew the snow was going to end at like 3. So, I don't know, just whatever. I guess just it's going to be cold, whatever. I think just, like I said, too, it's kind of an advantage of the pitcher, I think. So I think whenever it is a cold game, I kind of think about that. Like, they're going to be a lot colder than I am, so it worked out.
Is it as cold a game as you pitched in for?
I think so. I had a game in Chicago in 2019 maybe. That was pretty cold, and then today, I think so.
How easy is it, or difficult is it to sort of push off, like feeling how cold it is in the moment, stuff like that?
It's not that, I don't know. I think it's like I'm usually like super hot and sweaty, so it's almost nice to like, my body temperature I feel like is so high to where I went out there, I didn't feel cold, I didn't sweat a ton, it was almost kind of nice.
Dave, like compared just tonight, kind of contrasting it to like that start in Philly last year, just the way you kind of handled the conditions, just like another sign of growth. Like, you kind of feel that at all when you look back at just, even like in a game like this, being able to go out and go 7 innings and 1 run?
Yeah, I think just feeling good was helpful. Like, I think I was just timed up. I think the weather doesn't really matter. I think on days you feel bad, it might affect you a little bit more, but I think just from today I just felt good. I was on the same page with Will, and everything was timed up.
Dave's kind of echoed throughout the spring, like how he sort of sees you as a different person as maybe than this time last year. Do you sort of feel that way yourself, just like a different confidence or a different sort of way about going about things? Or
I definitely feel different, I think, this year compared to last year. As far as like making all those changes, I just didn't really feel like myself, and I'd go out there, and I think when you pitch a certain way for so long and then you switch up so many things, that you just kind of feel just unfamiliar territory. So I think just being able to go back to what I was doing like throughout my career, like changing it from last year to this year, I think it's just I've been a little bit freer, I guess, or like more athletic, and I can focus on what I need to focus on as opposed to like trying to feel normal.
All right, so that was interesting stuff there from Tyler Glasnow, talking about normally he's really hot and sweaty. So the cold actually felt kind of good for him in this game, Adrian, and his results tonight pretty much showed that he felt just fine.
The results were incredible. Let's go to the K-Zone and take a look at the way he pitched today. He talked about using more sliders, and boy, did he use them the right way. I mean, if you look at this slider, especially this first slider right here, if you are to ask what a down and in slider looks like, a back foot slider, that is the exact thing you want to show somebody. I mean, that is a perfect pitch. And then look at this breaking pitch down the zone right there, using both his breaking pitches right there, and then fastball up in the zone. I mean, if you're able to spot the slider down and the curveball down, that fastball up's going to play. You get another curveball right here, another one of those sliders down in perfect location. Look at the hitter even looking back like, I can't hit that. And then look at this curveball down in the zone. I mean, the way he was throwing his off-speed pitches in the exact spots, in the perfect spots that Will wanted them, that curveball right there is absolutely unhittable. I mean, he was able to execute all those pitches. He had everything working. And I really feel like the only reason he's talking about altitude and changing things is because the media is asking him. I don't even think he was thinking about it until the question was asked. Like, players don't go into Colorado saying like, oh, I got to tweak things, I got to do things different. But the media asked, so you got to answer it. But he looked just like he does every fifth day. Incredible stuff, attacking the hitters. Love what I saw.
You know what's amazing? He's out there competing and not worrying about mechanics whatsoever. He's being an athlete on the mound, and it shows. Great fastball command, outstanding slider command. Also, the breaking ball. He'll have that down and in the lefty, and he also will go away and down on the black. It is too tough for hitters to cover. You can't cover everything. When he is on, he is as tough as it gets. Again, he is a tremendous athlete on the mound, and he's not worrying about mechanics. Difference maker. Love seeing him pitch and succeed.
He was on tonight. 7 innings, allowed just 2 runs or 2 hits. 1 run got the win. It took all of 1 at-bats for Shohei Ohtani to extend his on-base streak to 49 games. Tomorrow, a chance at 50 in a row, which would tie him for 3rd in franchise history. More ahead after the Dodgers rolled. Got up to a miserable start there at Coors Field in Colorado. The snow was coming down for a few hours. Eventually, they were able to get it all off the field. We had a baseball game, and then Max Muncy hit bombs. Let's hear more from Muncy with the media.
Just kind of how were you feeling with your swing coming into this after the last week? Did you kind of find something tonight, or?
It feels close. Obviously, tonight was great results.
the idea of what we're trying to do is there. Just we have to keep tinkering every day to, get it to take hold. I really like the things that I'm working on. Like I said, just need to get it to take hold in the game. And, once that happens, I feel like things are really going to start taking off.
What are the conditions like out there tonight?
Not great. I mean, there's still ice on the field, and it was only getting colder, and so it's. But you can't complain about it. You got to go out there. They have to play through it also, and so thankfully for us, Glasnow was really good, and he was pounding the zone, and he looked great tonight.
Especially in those conditions, especially when Glasnow was kind of pounding the zone the way he did tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a couple of schools of thought on it. For me, I couldn't really feel anything in my body, so it was just, you're just trying to compete at that point. And, as I said on the field, sometimes there's a lesson to that. You just, less is more when you're trying to do things. And, it's not easy, but like I said, both teams have to go through it, so.
Pretty good about your swing after the 3-homer game, but the results didn't come until tonight. Was it just patience?
Well, the 3-homer game, I did exactly what I was wanting to do with my mechanics, and then the next couple games there was something that was causing it to be off, and that's why I was saying we're tinkering every day, and the idea is there, and when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, the results have been really good. It's just trying to get that to be consistent on a daily basis.
What the tinkering is?
No. Sorry, Bill.
Appreciate it. What's it say about this team's focus and compete that you guys, on a day like this can go out and just kind of do what you do?
I mean, it's you have to play it, and I think something that was kind of huge was we were told right from the start the game was going to start on time, and when you have to go out there and play, obviously the weather sucks, but if there's no question of you may not play, may get delayed, you may play a doubleheader. When there's no question of that, it's easier to just kind of block out the noise and go out there and get ready. And, today was thankfully one of those days where we were told from the start it was going to be on time. So we prepared like we were supposed to.
In your hands when you hit one 450 feet in 30-degree weather?
I mean, no, but I don't think it feels as good as it should.
All right, Jay here, let's break it down.
Again, Max Muncy, 2 bombs on that. You kids, remember, we do math here through Axis 360. He has to stay under 30 degrees because, remember, there's a lot of snow flurries there. Cutter, center cut. Max Muncy does not miss it. Love the swing. Love that he's able to stay back. And we're going to look at it one more time. He stays back. He fires his hands. Head down on contact. Now, the exit velo is 107.9. Remember, it's Coors Fields. It'll jump out there. What is the launch angle? 25 degrees. Outstanding job staying behind the baseball and hitting through it. This is a line drive in the bullpen. Says hello to his teammates. Great job. Second time, second homer. Another cutter, inner half. He does an outstanding job staying inside the baseball, then staying through it. Great job of staying square at the last second, able to explode and fire the hips as well in unison. Head down on contact. Look how he stays inside the baseball. Exit velo 105.2, but he does barrel it and pull it. What is it? It better be under 30 degrees. It is 29-degree launch angle because if it's at 30 degrees. Remember, if it's at 30, 32 degrees, kids, remember, it's Colorado. He hits one of those clouds, we're going to have a snowstorm. We don't want that whatsoever. So you got to be under 30 degrees. Great job, Max Muncy, doing that, understanding the situation, making sure there's no more snowstorm, we can continue playing.
Max Muncy's going to get all the headlines because of those 2 home runs, Adrian, but you really liked a lot of the little things the Dodgers did offensively to put up these 7 runs.
100%. To me, the situational hitting that the Dodgers did today was a masterclass. You have Max Muncy right here hitting this great home run, but the game started, that put him up 2-0, but the first run of the game, you had Shohei hit a double, and then you had Kyle Tucker move him over with a ground ball, and Will Smith drive him in with a sac fly. And you look at all these hits right here. You got a ton. I mean, this is a double that led off the inning for Kyle Tucker. They were able to get him over, get him in. All those little things makes the opposing team stress and makes him feel like we need to make perfect pitches. And when the pitcher feels like they got to make perfect pitches, they make mistakes. You got guys just running around second, scoring position, not trying to do too much. Will Smith base hit up the middle. All the little things that every hitting coach across little leagues all the way through high school preaches. Runner in scoring position, base hit up the middle. Runner in third base, get the sac fly. all those things. And today was a masterclass.
You know who was doing a lot of running too? The Rockies defenders.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be funny.
Yeah,
that wears guys being out on defense all the time and running constantly, especially in that thin altitude. Guys get tired. It's a little bit more taxing to swing the bat.
They're not exciting, they're not sexy, but the Dodgers had 3 sacrifice flies tonight. So doing the little things, sometimes they are the big things. Emmett Sheehan gets the ball Saturday, game 2 of this 4-game series against the Rockies. We'll preview the matchup and wrap things up with some final thoughts next. Access Sportsnet Dodgers. Saturday in Colorado, Emmett Sheehan will make his 4th starts, coming off his best start of the young season. Through 6 innings, allowed just 3 runs. He struck out 6 Rangers. Jerry, what do you want to see from Sheehan in Colorado?
I really thought that he really found his groove there in that start against the Rangers at home, had everything working. And now looking, can he do it in back-to-back starts? I really believe he can. This kid is confident. When he is on, he is so fun to watch. See that pitch right there, that slider? That needs to be working at Coors Field tomorrow night.
You got a blueprint from Tyler Glasnow tonight. He knows how to attack these guys, execute your pitches, do what Tyler did today. Sheehan has a very similar repertoire: high fastballs, good sliders, curveball, changeup. To me, if he executes, he's going to have a great game.
Dodgers are 15-4, Jerry, for the first time in almost a half century. The 1977 Dodgers who went to the World Series.
Should be 19-0.
Got to lose some jumbo along the way, right? For Jerry, Adrian, and Kirsten, I'm John. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Pre-game, 4 o'clock right here on Sportsnet LA.
Such a